Cross-examine episode 64.
You got it right this time. So this week we're finishing our
You more excited?
C. Oh, well, hold on. So we're finishing our C list, but we have a couple of amendments to it. We're also adding
Amendments.
Shut up. Takt Op Destiny because that
right?
was the
I'm just
final
giving you
episode,
shit.
and then 86, episode 10, which was the final episode that aired, and then we have to wait.
Gotta wait fucking what?
70 something days now.
Yeah. When they initially announced it was 86 days from that.
It's a bit closer now, but we still gotta wait. So
imagine when we get to watch those final 2 episodes, though.
It's gonna be super nice. 2 months from now. We're gonna start with 86 and talk, so we'll get those out of the way, and then we'll go through the C list.
Did you watch Comey? Are you sure there's 12 episodes?
There is 12 episodes of Comey.
Because the way they ended episode 11, I mean, it seemed like
There's 12 episodes. So, 86. Everything.
Yo, people getting
coming
fucking murdered over here.
Yeah,
Dude, the first half of that episode went by so fucking quick. It's like, okay, boys, we're going in. And then Anju's, they're on the side of the mountain getting fucking shot at by the Legion. Anju's just walking, gets knocked off the mountain. She's like, Shin, go without me. And he's like, okay. Fucking just leaves her ass. Did you see the warnings on the side of the screen?
No.
It was like concussion, possible brain injury detected, massive concussion. It's like, so did she get a concussion? She probably did. I mean, she's sitting there going like, and all you see in the distance is, it's like, probably dead.
No one's dead till you see them die. They do push forward eventually. Theo gets kind of left behind.
He doesn't kind of get left behind. That dude's like, yo, go on without me. Takes down the pillar. And it's like, no, Leo. It's like, go without me. I'll hold him off. And then you see another. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Are they dead or aren't they dead?
Yeah. Kurina, she stays a bit further back because she has the long range. And then it's Raiden and
Dude,
Shane.
Raiden's a fucking G. He's like, yo, take this little girl.
Yeah.
And then he goes to fight, like, because he loses a leg, right? Like, his robot loses a leg, which is why he stays behind and fight.
Yeah.
I gotta say, skipping ahead in the episode, that dude, what a fucking G. Like, Shin's literally about to get fucking smacked because Shin runs into the giant, like, Morbius. I think that's what it's called. And Shin's like, oh no, I can't make it out of here. And his fucking Raiden's like, let me save you, Shin. Poof. It's like, first of all, it's like, yeah, Raiden's back. Oh shit, Raiden's not back.
Yeah.
Like a dude is gone.
He's the one that you almost guarantee is definitely dead because he was already fucked up.
Yeah. He took,
his
well, the thing
arm
is,
and
when the robot got hit, he shielded
Veretica.
Yeah. Dude had his fucking arm all eaten up by fucking shrapnel. First of all, she didn't say thank you. She was like, Raiden. Like, come on, bitch.
Yeah. It was a good build up for the episode. Also, the captain, like, she's totally still alive. Like,
oh yeah,
there's random like hellfire, and it's totally her
dude.
doing
It's
that.
totally, dude. Let's fucking go. Because Shin's sitting there, and it's like, how am I gonna get close? Random fucking missiles come in, bombs, cluster bombs, missiles. It's like, well, they're coming from the opposite direction that they came from. That's something someone pointed out on the Reddit.
Yeah.
Like, at first, I lost track of where he came in from. I was like, did the air cover get to him? And it's
No.
Dude, it's gonna be so cool. What if she shows up in a robot and she's like, yo, Shin, I'm here. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I think the other there's two big other things that point that it's her. At one point, his earpiece that doesn't exist anymore, it gets the ghost like hearing thing again. And then if it was actually the Federation B or whatever they want to call themselves,
Nazis.
it typically cuts over to them, like getting ready to attack.
Yeah.
Or if it would have been like, oh, successful hit, it would have cut to them and like shown that they're doing their part and made it in time.
Yeah, like they probably actually held off that attack.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's crazy if the Federation made it. I mean, most of those people are probably fucking dead.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she is...
You mean the Republic.
Sorry, the Republic. Yeah, sorry.
Thanks, generic naming schemes.
Yeah, the Republic, the Federation.
Mm-hmm. But the UK.
the UKZ. Fucking USZR. It's like, oh, you just replace NS. No, it's different.
Yeah.
God, dude. That fight with Shin, he's like on the border of like going crazy, not going crazy, going crazy, not going crazy. But there is one important part that helped them like kind of not go crazy was her kind of speaking, snapping out of it when he did that. Mm-hmm. Also, he's a very good pilot.
Yes.
He's like, yo, Shin excels in like hand-to-hand, like close quarter combat. Then Kiri, it's like, no, don't attack. He's also very good in close combat.
Yeah, that was a cool thing. They do leave the episode on such a cliffhanger. It's one of those.
They did finally confirm this episode that it's like they're all part of the same like relative family, the Nozukins.
Yeah.
So like,
Nozen. Yeah.
I think it's a whole name. Nozen is just like part of it.
But I mean, Shin's last name is Nozen, Nouzen.
Yeah, but Kiri says you're bringing disrespect to like the Nozukin.
Oh.
Because Shin's brother, I wrote it down, Rei, R-E-I, Rei. Sorry, but dude, seeing like his brother super good at close quarter combat, and then Kiri's super good at close quarter combat. He's like, you're bringing disrespect to. Oh, so they all confirm that like they're family. What the fuck is wrong with this family here? They also did point out that Kiri almost killed Frederica. I don't remember. Frederica?
Yeah.
Because you see that's probably why she has the eyes and she can speak with death, because like Kiri was strangling her to death and she almost died. And then he got stabbed. I think is how she got away or some shit like that. Mm. They do like the whole flashback. They do like those quick flashbacks on there.
Yeah, but I was pretty sure that it was already established that she had it because of her lineage. That was like at the beginning of the season.
I know they said that, but also at the same time, it's like, they were doing like some weird flashback shit. I mean, we're going to have to wait for the last 2 episodes for clarification on everything.
Yeah.
But at one point, Frederica literally gets out like, Kiri, stop, pulls out a gun and fucking puts it to her head. And it's like, what the fuck? She's like 8. She's like, I'm going to shoot myself if you don't stop right now.
I think she's way older than that. Like, she's one of those, like, oh, I look like a kid, but I'm way older. Because
she acts like a kid all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the other interesting thing is, Shin, after due to the cluster bomb attack, dude, it was so cool. Like, the music with it, the fucking maneuverability, taking out all the guns on his robot. Mm-hmm. I guess we forgot to say really quick that what's his name again? Raiden fucking gets blasted.
Yes.
He gets blasted, and what's her name? Red hair girl?
2 seconds. Sorry, I went off the page for a moment. Corinna.
Both of them get blasted by the fucking laser beam. So I mean, they're just fucking dead. Zarelli.
Mm-hmm.
Corinna was more of the area was hit, so they could do the bullshit thing of, she got out in time, blah, blah, blah. Maybe, our girl from, the Federate or the Republic saved him. I don't know. But dude, when Shin fucking jumps on top, because Shin loses like all of his legs, his robot's legs, jumps on top. It's like, where is he, Frederica? Tell me. He's right there between the wings and the blah, blah, blah. Fucking sticks the gun and boom.
Yeah, and then we get left on a cliffhanger because the damn
thing
blows up.
Yeah, it's like self-destruct 1. Also, Frederica was standing right next to it too, just out in the open. So I don't know if she biffed it, didn't biff it.
She was a little ways away. Still close.
That's a huge explosion. Yeah. Just saying concussive force will fucking kill people. Yeah. And that's our cliffhanger for the season, dude. Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
I can't wait till the Blu-ray comes out of this.
Well, I mean, the Blu-ray is going to be really far behind.
Yeah, it's going to be all the way to like probably Christmas or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, next episode is called Shin. But I guess the important thing that you probably wanted to talk about is at the end of the episode, you see right before she tells Shin where Kiri is, you see Kiri, Shin, and Ri all hanging out like in the palace, basically. And it's foreshadowing that those two had left. Or no, that's after the explosion, right? Because
no, that was slightly before.
Because those two, Ri and Kiri, leave. Shin's about to leave. But Frederica is like, no. Like, he basically stays. So it's pretty, I think it's hinted that he lives because he's staying with her, and the other two have left, which means they're dead.
They've passed on.
Yeah. Fucking ripped the Shin, though.
Yeah, it happened.
I don't know.
I'm assuming after the explosion, it's Lena and her group that have rescued him and treated him.
Calling it now. They're going to rescue them. Shin's going to be recovered from the robot. She's going to hold him. As he dies, she kisses him, and then...
No.
I'm calling it now!
No. That'd be dumb.
He lives and they fuck. Boom, that's the alternative.
That's a bit better, but for the first time of them meeting, like him immediately being the one to die, it's kind of dumb.
Dies in her arms. They
get to see each other. She's been too absent for too long to immediately appear and then watch like the other one die.
But it's perfect. It's the first time they meet, and it's the last time they meet.
Still be dumb to me. But moving on, Takt Op Destiny.
That people dying in other people's arms. Yeah. Takt Op Destiny. That's my transition. Didn't give me a chance.
Well, I'm not getting. Yeah, that's the point,
dude. Takt Op. Oh, the opening's still amazing.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna be a long episode when they start with the opening. Nothing, just opening. Go.
I was kind of a little underwhelmed. Like,
I think it was too quick.
Yeah.
I think they should have shoved the whole fight with what's her name, Hope.
The Hell and Heavens competition.
Yeah. Wasn't it called?
Like Orpheus?
Oh, that's right. Orpheus, whatever. The fight with her should have been a whole episode. And then they should have had a fight with him. But instead they did the thing
Sagan
of like
just fucking stuck in a rock and get stabbed. It wasn't even a fight.
I'm going to draw all the D2 in and sacrifice his continent.
It was literally like, I'm going to stop you. Now, before you do that, let's have a little chat. And it's like, bruh, come on.
Did
Orpheus
you see,
gets beat.
I saw this video on...
like poking a fucking dead body. Do something.
I saw this video floating around Facebook. It's literally the first, like... It's like the last 5 seconds of Passion of the Christ before like Jesus dies, and then it's him, and it's like,
yeah. It was just kind of like an underwhelming, like, oh, he's the big bad. This is why he's doing it, and it's kind of one of those like focused. His motivation was pretty dumb.
They should have focused more on the fight with Orpheus, whatever the fucking name is.
Orpheus,
Optimus Prime, whatever her name is.
It's not. Why are you so bad with names?
Fuck you. Why are you so bad with math?
I'm not bad with math.
You know calculus? Boom. Bad at math.
Do you know calculus?
Yeah. I took differential equations.
Okay. Could you do it without a calculator?
You're going to do differential equations without a calculator.
Oh, seems like you're bad at math and need a crutch.
Okay, do you want to calculate?
No, all right, stop it. So,
no, the fight was cool. There were definitely scenes of like, oh, I guess this is why the animation sucked earlier in the season, because they had to dump everything into this. Like when they go to do like the fucking double fucking punch on each other, it's like, oh, that was probably like a whole week of someone's fucking life animating this shit.
Yeah, I don't know who did the last episode.
Mappa.
Was it Mappa? So the previous episode was...
I thought it was Mappa for the last two.
Was it just for the last two? Because that's always
it's a back and forth thing between two companies. I think Mappa did the higher animation. There's definitely episodes that have higher animation and lower animation. Like the higher animation are like the plot heavy episodes, and the other ones are just kind of passive episodes. Because the first episode wasn't Mappa. I think the second episode was.
Yeah, but Madhouse also knows how to do fight scenes.
Yeah.
So, and there's definitely been some episodes where there are big fight scenes, and Madhouse has done those episodes. So I didn't know like which one was doing which episode, which was kind of like weird.
You know what one of my favorite parts of this episode was? Was when Destiny just cuts the woman and then Takt out of nowhere. It's like, fucking kick. And it does nothing because she just heals instantly. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, she's got these 2 harps, shoots missiles, then she has like fucking 50 cal machine guns on it too. Like, what is with anime and be like, yo, 50 cal shoots so fast and so quick? It's like, they don't shoot.
We'll get to that later.
It ties in later. It fucking pisses me off because this week there was 2 instances like, yo, 50 cal's like, brrr. It's like, no, it's like, go. It's
yeah.
Like, come on.
The
fight though was fucking, like the way they animated like her switching from like sword to then getting like more energy taken from him.
Yeah. He never falls over this time. He just gets a lot of gray hair.
Yeah,
that was interesting.
Our boy goes from who was that teacher we had in high school, the music teacher. Oh, you don't remember him?
I never had music class.
He swore his hair was natural. There's people that can vouch for it. Apparently, his pictures in high school are like this. Naturally had all black hair except like this white streak, like down the middle here. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, I never had music.
Maybe he's a music cart.
No,
or conductor, because music carts are the weapons. Listen, I'm just saying. Dude, the sword fight was really well animated because they went from long range shooting to sword fight to then, you know what? Fuck this shit. Fucking duke this shit out.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused. Like, what was the... There's that weird threshold that suddenly Orpheus is now able to die.
Well, it's when her conductor, her instructor, is dying.
Yeah,
because it's tied to him.
But he wasn't dying at any point.
But he was
still stuck.
No, but the problem is he's in the process of dying, and you get your power from him. So she's running out of power as he's dying. You have less power to use.
No, so you're confusing. Takt and Destiny have that because of the link that they have. Regular conductors and music carts don't have any of that.
But they're not regular in that sense.
But there's no link that you're talking about, like Takt.
Yeah, because they activate those people. So when you don't have, you saw, what's her name? Shotgun girl.
Oh, Titan?
Titan's not nearly as strong without Lenny.
Well, yes.
So that's what I'm saying, like, because he's dying, he's not as strong, so she's not as strong. She can still perform that stuff, but she's not as strong.
Okay. But in my case, Sagan was in the exact same spot, not doing anything. So what happened in 5 minutes where the fight was able to switch?
He's towards the end of his life, man. You can go 100%.
Yeah, but it's not like he was ever conducting Orpheus.
But he was still alive. Remember, she activated and he walked away. So he's still... Listen,
I get the thing you're trying to do, but when you're like, oh yeah...
How am I supposed to justify this show? What explanation do you have? What explanation do you have then?
Bad writing.
What the fuck up?
Especially because if he was such in the process of dying... There was still him and his final goal of drawing everyone there. It'd be really dumb if he was able to die before he could draw everyone there. And the fucker got stabbed only after Orpheus died.
He was in the process of dying.
How long is the process of dying? About
I'm the only one offering
years?
An explanation. Justus over here like, nah,
it's bad writing.
No, fuck that shit. I don't like it.
I mean, it was cool, but there was just that point where it's like, oh, heaven and hell are both like super fucking ridiculously strong. And it's like,
what do you want?
Destiny is technically like
you get fucking Dragon Ball Z power of friendship. Oh, there you go. Fuck. How else do you want me to explain it?
It's a weird enough circumstance that I was like, oh, that kind of like takes the wind out of it. So
that's the only explanation I have taken.
I mean, we haven't even gotten to the fact that the ending is very weird.
Listen, the ending, super sad. I fucking cried when they're. Listen, fight's over. Dude gets stabbed. The whole, crystal disappears and all the D2 just die on the ground, which is weird because when the D2 die, they're supposed to, disappear, but they just kind of...
Yeah, they started turning to ash.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But it seemed like before, it's like, oh, they're dead. hash immediately. Whatever, it's the way they write the shit. It was cool to see some of the other music carts still fight and some more designs. You saw a few more different ones on there. But then they're just on the beach. It's like Takt and Destiny holding hands because Takt still has Destiny activated. And she's like holding on to where his hand would be. And I'm like,
Yeah. He eventually passes out. She kisses him.
Dude, I thought he fucking died. I 100% thought he died.
He was like, really close to it.
I thought he died. And then later they're like, okay, when he recovers, I'm like, oh, thank God he's alive. Fucking boy's alive.
Yeah.
She fucking sexually harassed our man or sexually assaulted our man. She kissed an unconscious person. It was so adorable, though.
Would have mind. Then we cut to what? It's like a year later? 2 years later?
She said she loved them. And then she like slowly disappeared.
Yeah. Just turned into like rose petals. And then he gets saved.
Yeah, and then he's holding like a keychain of I don't know how that works. Like, is she in that keychain? Because later in the episode they talk about his recovery. Annie is dressed as a, what do they call them? Instructors or conductors. And like, she's dressed as one. She joined the bureau. She said that. And then she's trying to find a way for something
to get him fully restored. And then,
because Takt is still extremely fucked up. And then Annie's walking. She's like, come on, Cosette. Right? She said, come on, Cosette.
And then Destiny's name.
Yeah.
And then she turns into basically Destiny. Because that's not that's not just like...
Oh, she turns into Death.
Yeah, that's not a physical, like a ghost version of Destiny where it's like, symbolically.
I watched this like the day it came out, which is why I was like, what the fuck?
It's like actually Anna turning into Destiny.
So I'm trying to figure out like, so is that little keychain thing, is that what Destiny is now trapped in, which means Cosette could still be alive? Because remember... No,
Cosette's gone. That was the thing when they initially got to New York.
We're trying to explain how this fucking Orbeus thing fucking doesn't die. Listen, anything's possible.
Yeah, no, Cosette's gone.
No, I refuse
Destiny
to believe it.
is like within the keychain essentially.
So if Cosette's alive, you can watch Evangelion?
No. What? Cosette's not alive. You can be like, you will never even know. There's a high chance we'll never get another season. So
there's a high chance we will get another season after that shit.
But people were talking about basically Anna can now use the power of that like kind of hard drive thing because it looks like the same necklace that Cosette had at the beginning, which was initially like wrapped in when she died and became Destiny. But that's the perfected version, and basically it looks like Anna can both, without the like life draw effects that Takt had to deal with, be the conductor and the music cart at the same time.
I'm confused how this next, if they do another season, how it's going to work. Like, is it just her doing a solo quest or?
No. Some people have pointed out, apparently, because this is based off of a game, Destiny's and Anna's voice actresses are the same in the video game. So.
Well, that seems pretty annoying.
But that's just how it ends.
It's a little annoying how it ends. Kind of like how My Sempai is annoying.
All you, boy. All you.
So I watched episode 11 and 12.
Cried like a bitch. Probably.
Yeah. The thing is, they hit you with that, like, that cheap, like, flashback. Like, this is how they met. So you get to see, like, originally how Igarashi met Takeda Senpai.
Oh, I'm so glad you can remember their names so easily.
Listen.
It seems like someone wasn't as
They said Orbeus like twice. Fuck
Orpheus?
off. Whatever her fucking name is. Somebody say her name twice. They call each other that all the time in the show.
Just associate it with the Matrix.
Go fuck yourself. No.
Yeah.
So, at one point I do want to point out one of the guys in the show, Kazuma-kun, or Kazuma depending who talks to him, Kazuma-kun, they point out, like, he's drinking moon energy. Out of all the drinks in the show that they say the name of, they're like, moon energy, which is literally just a fucking monster can. I thought it was a little nice touch to it. No, but how it went is episode 11 was the holiday party because it came out, I think, the week of Christmas. So it's a kind of Christmas holiday party type thing. And the best part is our one of our girls, Sakurai, he's Kazuma's love interest in the show. It's so fucking adorable because it's obviously a slice of life show. Kazuma asked Sakurai kind of what she's doing for New Year. She's like, hey, you want to come over? But the kicker to that is, yo, my little brother's going to be there though. So it's not like a date. We're just hanging out. And then, of course, the show does that thing of her little brother's like, oh, sorry, I made plans. I got to go to my friend's place. She's like, what? So Kazuma comes over immediately. She's like, oh, hi, you want to come in? It's just us two. And then they have ramen. And that's it. I was like, God damn it, dude. You're not going to pull some fucking moves? Like, you're not going to try and... I wrote Kazuma needs to lay some moves on her. And they're cutting through everyone's... The episode 11 was everyone's like winter vacation and what they're doing on there. Mm-hmm. One of the weird parts is there's this random background character. It's the chief of their division, the sales division. He's got no face. It's just... He's got like no eyes or no mouth. Really, he's just got like the hair and the mustache. Mm. And here you always see him in every event they're at. He's just so casual, like he never does anything. Then they cut to him on his vacation. He's fucking doing like ski moves on a resort. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, you're making him very interesting, but yet giving us no like substance to it. But the best part was Igarashi, our main girl, which really is falling in love with Takata Senpai, but she doesn't, acknowledge it. Classic fucking tropes. She gets left alone on Christmas, and she's like, oh, Takata-kun, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just kind of like hanging out at the temple. I scored this really big like sales pitch thing. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. And then she texts her grandpa, which is deeply in love with her. Like, I love my granddaughter. She's amazing. No one's going to hurt her. Grandpa, what are you doing? He's out fishing in the middle of the Arctic during winter. And the best part was you find out her grandpa's friends are also just extremely jacked fucking old dudes, and they're all fishing in the middle of winter. And it's like, what the fuck? Everyone's just a fucking jacked old dude? Like, what the fuck is up with this show? So, Igarashi Chan goes the next day. She's like, fuck it. I did nothing for Christmas. It's New Year's. Let's go visit some shrines. So she goes to visit some shrines with her friend, Nozaki, I think is her name. And at one point they bump into main love interest boy kind of Takata-kun, or Takata Senpai. So, Igarashi's friend, being the real wing woman she is, she's like, you know what? I forgot something. I gotta fucking go. So it's just her and Takata Senpai at the shrine getting their fortune, because apparently, I don't know too much about the shrine life, but they go and get a fortune, and it tells you good or bad, whatever it is. So then they get a fight about what fortune is best. I don't know if I wrote it down. I know I did, but I don't remember where it's at. But they both argue about which fortune's better. They're like, okay, well, drawn. Whoever gets the best fortune is the winner. They both get the same worst fortune you could fucking get, like the level of it, like the lowest level wish. So then they get their fortune, and both of them open it. But before they open it, they run it to the Russian girl in the office she just pops out of nowhere. They always play the thing of like, yo, she's Russian, right? Let's throw in some Russian words. And she's like, hello in like Russian. And she's at the shrine too. And she keeps pulling the best fucking prayer you can get or whatever. Like the best fortune, like perfect fortune, perfect fortune, perfect fortune, perfect fortune, perfect fortune. Like she's pulling them all out, and there's a whole crowd around her. It's like, I recognize her from somewhere. It's like, yeah, she's from the office, dude. But both of their fortunes, Takata Senpai and Igarashi Chan, pull the same fortune. And I wrote it down. What does it say? Where is it? Where is it? The person you are waiting for is standing next to you. They both pull the same one. I'm like, yo, let's fucking go, boy. Let's fucking go. Later, they go to the ramen shop. They're like, hey, what did your fortune say? oh, same thing as usual. And Takada's like, you're hiding something, Igarashi. I know it. How about you, Senpai? Senpai's like, nothing important either. Igarashi's like, you son of a bitch. You're hiding something from me. They do point out one point. She's like, because they go to a ramen shop for New Year's Day, and the ramen guy that you met a few times, like, so what's special about this ramen? And then Takada's like, it's got more Naruto in it. I'm like, what? It's like Naruto an actual thing that I don't know about? Oh, okay. I thought it was like part of the show. I was like,
in those traditional ramen bowls, that like white star one with the swirl, like the pinkish swirl in the center.
Oh,
yeah,
like,
that's called Naruto.
Oh, it's like Naruto symbol on his back?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. The more you fucking know. But the best part was the other episode is a flashback to how they first met, and it's adorable because when Igarashi first shows up top, she looks like a small child. So she goes to the office because she's the new hire, and she's like, I'm looking forward to you working with you, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's like, oh, she's just a child, blah, blah, blah. So she gets pissed, sits at her desk. Oh, yeah. So it is like Naruto's thing on his back. Is that why he's called Naruto?
Probably.
Wow.
That also plays into the trope that he really loves ramen.
Yeah. So. But at one point, Sakurai is one of the first kind of friends she makes off. She's like, can I call you Igarashi-chan? It's like, no, you can't call me Chan because I'm not a fucking child. Fuck this shit. Walks out. That's where she runs into Takada Senpai, because Takada Senpai was late from a meeting they had to run to. And Takada's like, oh, how are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Takada doesn't know that this is the new intern. Sorry, Winston. But Igarashi, Takada's like, what do you want? I want this. And she picks like a soda pop type drink, and he picks like an actual more adult type drink. And then they have a conversation heart to heart. He's like, you got to try your best, blah, blah, blah. And then Takada's like, so what school are you from? Igarashi gets fucking pissed. And that's where we end the year. Let me pull up. Oh no, I forgot the last part of the whole thing. Then I'll be done with my fucking show. I fucking love this show. Is she's at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
This is like end of the year, She's at a bar, kind of drinking by herself. And at one point, she's all depressed because she's drinking alone. Everyone's doing stuff for New Year's with other people. Takada's training at a dojo. All of her friends are doing other things. And she's drinking. And then at one point, a drunk guy comes up to her, and she's a small little kid. And the guy's like, I didn't know you serve children here. Then grabs her hand. She's crying because she has no one to, have food with, because it's her first time eating alone. She did like a whole business thing about, I can do this solo. And out of nowhere, fucking Takada Senpai to the fucking rescue. He's like, you fucking leave her alone. Everyone in the bar is all scared because it's like a big old, like, 6'8" kind of dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then they drink together. And at one point, he almost says, I like you. Igarashi, you're sitting there. He's like, oh, don't fucking say it. Come on, fucking say it, bitch. I know you're drunk enough to fucking say it. And then he doesn't say it. And that's pretty much where the season ends. Oh, I guess there is a post-credit scene where they're walking on an umbrella, and like Takada Senpai pulls Igarashi closer, like, come on, you're going to get wet. Which the comments on that were fucking weird.
Yeah, I bet they were.
But the best part is the last thing they say in the show is, Senpai, you really are annoying. And I'm like, oh, that's the name of the show. That's the name of the show. Yeah, but besides that, it was a fucking great show. I mean, it was pretty depressing, kind of like Blue Period. Oh, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
I knew you were transitioning. You see me, but do it.
Oh, thank God Ryuji didn't fucking die.
Yeah, so...
Dude, because last time they cut away,
yeah,
Ryuji's just standing there, and then Ryuji, I don't remember what he said before that, but...
Oh, basically, do you
are you going to kill yourself?
Do you want to, like, die?
Yeah.
He had asked Yatura, or Yaguchi, whatever you want to call him. That's first name or last name.
Yeah, they call him Yatura, Yaguchi, and then sometimes people call him by his full fucking name.
Yeah. Which is Yatura Yaguchi.
Yeah. I call him Yatura because it's easy. I mean, Yaguchi's also easy. I think his teacher calls it... No. Yeah, his teacher calls him Yaguchi, I think. And I think all of his friends call him Yatura, right?
Yeah. because first name basis kind of thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yo, we got a fucking beach episode.
Well, no, not really.
Yo, that episode was, listen, Blue Period, by far, I think one of the best shows of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, if the animation quality was better, but once you get to the end of the season, you really appreciate the style at which they drew it in, because it was drawn that way for a reason, and it is kind of like that rougher kind of art.
Yeah,
kind of style.
I had zero qualms with the animation at all.
Well, at first I thought it was like, oh, are they doing this in a lower animation quality? But then when you get to the end, you start to appreciate, like, oh, I see what they were doing here.
Yeah, it's most likely one of those scenarios where they're stepping back some of the regular animation to also make the artworks just like be independent from kind of what you're seeing.
Yeah, like it sticks out way more when they do the art. I did for this the first episode. What 11 is what it was?
10.
10.
It's 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, 10. Sorry, I know you're right. I was trying to figure out what was in each episode so I don't skip ahead too much. Dude, I just didn't write stuff for like a solid, like 10 minutes. Because usually I write stuff as I watch. And it's just like you sit there and you're like, man, this is getting kind of dark. Because they decide to go to a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
They just book on their phone. It's like this little small inn. And at one point, I thought it was getting real serious because shop owner's like, hey, you wrote 2 men. It's like, yeah, 2 guys. Oh, who's this cross-dresser? And Ryuji's like, what? You don't service cross-dressers?
Well, he didn't say, who's this cross-dresser? He was like, and you're also a guy. And then he like pulls down the scarf, shows the Adam's apple. And it was like, do you have a problem with cross-dressers? And he's like, nope, not at all. Come on.
The best part was in the morning, the shop owner was like, here's all this food.
Yeah.
I think he didn't have a problem. I think it was just like, I don't know. I don't know. That shop owner was weird.
I mean, look, Ryuji does look very feminine, and you would assume that Ryuji would be a girl.
There's at least 2 holes.
And stop. So like, it's just a whatever thing for him. It was also late at night, so it does look a little sketch where it's like you said 2 guys.
To be fair, Ryuji did point out a love hotel first for a reservation. Yeah. It's like, you want to go there? It's like, no. God, it was cool.
In the morning,
when the shop owner made him all that fucking food. I made too much. It's like, what, bitch? What the fuck is this, Food Wars? You're just like, here's all this goddamn food.
Yeah, it almost seemed like they were at more of a ryokan than a standard hotel. That's the one. That's the one that does the traditional Japanese breakfast. Like basically everything's tatami floor, and then you'll get that like 7-course fucking breakfast.
Oh,
yeah, it's kind of expensive.
Oh,
their ryokans typically like onsens or attached and stuff.
Oh, okay. This was just the middle of nowhere by the beach.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit must have been so fucking cold because they already specified it's like winter and it's the beachfront. Like, that shit would be fucking cold. Let me open this window. Like, bitch, it's probably like negative 20 degrees out there.
Yeah.
It was, but no, the weirder part in that, that was pretty much that for that episode. Because the next episode.
Well, the big thing is they paint naked.
No, I thought that was episode 11.
No, that's episode 10.
Oh, is that something?
Yeah, because that's during the day. Or I guess, before they leave. Yeah.
I forgot I wrote naked at one part, and I wrote nude in another part, and I forgot what happened in the other episode.
Yeah.
I put a whole bunch of like K's and D's.
Oh, yeah.
It was really interesting.
They did naked self-portraits.
Yo, fucking both of them are built.
Yeah, it's
Yaguchi's fucking built.
Yaguchi, he's pretty muscular. You can see those features, but as he's describing himself being thin and like basically undefined.
Yeah.
And it's like, someone draw him that way then, please.
Don't draw him fucking like a... you probably didn't see my notes. I wrote like, damn, Ryuji's built like a fucking JoJo character. Fucking dude from the neck down, but from the neck up, fucking beautiful woman.
Yeah.
It was a cool experiment because they're like, because I think Ryuji said, draw yourself naked.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you get a lot of good points of, you don't see the beautiful and ugly or something like that.
It forces you to see both the beautiful and the ugly.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay attention to all the details.
Like, did you see one of the comments? Were you watching on what is it? Was it Crunchyroll or something?
It's Netflix. There's no comments.
Where was I? Was I on Reddit then?
Probably.
I'm trying to figure out where I saw the comments. I think maybe it was on Facebook, actually. Yeah. You've seen Black Bar Coon. You've seen Steam Coon. Have you seen Canvas Coon?
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was like, I like how they're trying to circumvent stuff. Even in the next episode, nudity within those 3 episodes has a very big involvement of everything that
but
it
it's
revolves
part
around
of art.
Yeah. I liked how they tackled the nudity because it wasn't meant to be inappropriate. There weren't the black bars. There weren't the mist. There wasn't anything crazy
they just
about
got rid
it.
of the nips. I think it's a requirement. You just can't have nips.
Yeah, they got like rid of the nips, like any of the bush kind of like.
Bush was drawn later.
It as an art piece. It wasn't the physical character.
That's true.
So yeah, certain stuff like that where I appreciated just how tactful they were handling stuff like that.
I was on the discussion with Blue Period. It's like, man, I really got to take an art class.
But yeah, it was dope. You do hear more about Ryuji's problems and kind of Yaguchi's side.
The last like 4 episodes of the series have been very like drama heavy. Like, yo, art isn't easy despite them like making it like, oh, he's no nothing and he's worked hard, but now it's like, yo, art can be like fucking rough.
Yeah, because he eventually gets back, and
dude, first day
Ryuji
back
kind of has more of a resolve at the end of it as well.
Yeah, but it's cool to see Ryuji's gonna try again. From what it seems like, there's Ryuji, then there's also that girl in the program that's not Ryuji that looks kind of like Ryuji.
Yeah, they look similar.
Yeah, she is gonna try again next year.
Oh, we'll get to that because that's like the last episode, I think.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that like this. They remember that there's 2 people that look. I wonder if you put them side by side, how similar
Hanako
they're their haircuts very similar.
Yeah, Ryuji just has longer twin tails and is lighter shade.
I want to be a
I
twin
see
tail
both pictures
anime
next to me.
show. Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I was about to say, how do you remember that shit, Justice? No, but we come back and now it's the second exam, which is 3 days long.
5 hours each.
5 hours each. So 15 hours total worth of painting. And the best part is like, oh, it sucks for the people with the high level floors. Why is that? Next frame, yo, the elevator's broke. And Yaguchi's like, my eyes hurt. I can barely walk. I brought like 22 pounds worth of supplies, which first of all, not that heavy. Apparently, listen, if he's really like supposed to be not drawn built, maybe it's heavy, but that dude was drawn built. So I mean, come on. And that's where the episode ends. He's got like hives, like his hives are real bad. Like you can see it through his sleeves now.
Then he collapsed going up like one flight, and it was like, whoa.
Yeah. The thing is, in the next episode, we'll kind of powerhouse through that because not too much happened in the episode.
He like falls asleep during the subject, because this plays in, is a nude model.
Our boy got so lucky drawing nude models today. It worked out conveniently.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole thing of this show.
Yeah, but he does pass out, and at one point, Yatsuke, he confuses with Mori.
Because it looks very similar. To be fair, they kind of left it on that hanger of, why are they so similar? And he's never...
They're not related, by the way.
Yeah, they're not related, but... No, it was cool to see how that episode goes. There was this offhand comment that... what's his name? The guy that looks like Mori?
Oh, Yatsuki?
Yatsuki? There's this offhand comment of, yeah, when I get done with the exams each day, I go home and play Pokemon. He said Pokemon. I was like, how much money did they have to pay to say the word Pokemon in this fucking show?
Maybe not a lot.
It was just such an offhand, like, rather than I go home and play games, like, I go home and specifically play Pokemon.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, for the manga, because that's what it's based off of.
Well, the thing is, I
distributor, like, you can kind of easily get away with slipping in, like, actual names, which is why Shonen Jump every so often with, like, the comedy stuff, they can actually say real other anime names. And
luckily for Yaguchi, we forgot to mention that what's her name from his class also showed up to carry his stuff up the steps for him.
Oh, Maki.
Yeah, Maki actually carried her stuff up for him, which was hella cool of her. And she's also strong as fuck. She's just like, let's go.
Yeah.
But he wasted his day one of the exam, he fucking passed out and fell asleep.
Yeah. I think it was 2.5 hours just gone.
Yeah.
About at least 2 hours because he was focusing on trying
to figure out what he wanted to do, and he wasted all that time. I'm surprised. I don't know how those exams kind of go. I'm surprised an instructor. I mean, for a story they did it, but I feel like in real life an instructor would have been like, "You okay, buddy? You okay?"
Yeah. It could also be, especially because they've definitely pointed out that some of these are a little eccentric, and the pressure, trying to figure out their own style and stuff like that, that maybe it's just he's doing the entire process in his head. Let him be. If it was after the class and he still was not moving, or after lunch.
The cool thing was, though, luckily on day 2, he did come he was told after day 1 to go talk to the teacher, blah, blah, blah. She's like, yo, I might have an advantage for you.
Yeah, Oba.
Basically Oba to the fucking rescue. Also, Oba, 6'1", not married, not confirmed. She just has kids. Just saying. Not a home wrecker. She's not married. Just saying. There's no ring in that finger that doesn't say married in the fucking wiki, so. No, but Opa literally was like, here, take a cool pad and all this ibuprofen. So it's so he just has a very severe migraine headaches, which can come from stress and stuff, which is why he's extremely oversensitive to the light. The hives, I can't explain it. Stress, boom, done. I'm a doctor.
The stress hives are totally a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Listen, I can diagnose the migraine perfectly. PhD Henry over here. Hives, I don't know. Talk to the specialist, Justus. No, but day 2, Yaguchi comes fucking back, dude. He's like, you know what? I know exactly what I'm going to fucking do. Starts drawing, everything like that. The coolest part, though, is how do I get the skin? And then he has that flashback to when he was on the beach and her skin's imperfect. My skin is imperfect. Imperfect. Mm-hmm. And the weirdest part was they just leave the episode of I'm just going to pour this bottle on my, first of all, that was a lot to pour. Second of all, it was on his lap, and everyone in the room stopped to look at him. It's
it's yo, man, you're pouring a lot of turpentine. A lot.
Which, it was great because, it shows how quickly he can work. He's like, listen, there's no excuses. I just got to,
push through.
Yeah. I can't add anything. I have to work on subtraction. Which they even point out in an earlier season. It's that was a thing. That was a skill that they learned.
Yeah, the final episode, everything is finally completed, and we're waiting for results.
Well, no, before the results, the big thing was the last day when he left to go do the drawing. The most adorable thing is his mother actually believes in him. She's holding the thing he drew for her, and I'm like, oh, my fucking heart.
Yeah, I did appreciate, because the dad...
his dad did come around, but his dad's still in the kitchen, at least acknowledging him.
He does on the final day break down just a little bit, because Yatsuki points out the thing
you've caught up in the blink of an eye.
Well, he asked about the thing that Yaguchi was attempting to do and acknowledged it, and he's super fucking happy and breaks down crying. Did you see it's over and it's a waiting game though?
Did you see at one point he had Comey eyes basically?
No.
They did the very cartoonish cartoon eyes. I wrote he has Comey eyes in there, so it definitely happened at one point. I was like, yo, we got fucking Comey eyes.
But it was super nice, and then it was kind of the waiting game, and that fucking Art Institute where it's oh, are you able to make it to graduation? No, my acceptance or the results get posted the same day, and it's Bruh,
dude, it's so sad.
Sucks.
It's so sad. Everyone's crying. It's a graduation. It's a sad time of year. It's like, oh, they even point out like, oh, we might never see each other again.
Yeah, it was super cool seeing all the friends like
together.
start to together, but to even have a resolve of doing things in the future.
Yeah,
like
they're all shooting now towards a different goal, which is pretty cool. They even point out that guy's dessert shop thing again. It's like, you gotta let me have some. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Follow your dreams, kids. Unless it's killing people, then join the military. We'll get paid for it.
He goes, runs into Maki, because of course they're like, I don't want to run into anyone. And runs. That's when you get the flash over to Oba in her shop. Or it's like just right before where the other three who didn't make it past the first exam are collecting their stuff.
Yeah.
And
but she does
Hanako, the one that looks like Ryuji.
Yeah.
You find out that she's already failed twice.
Yeah. But she said she's going to try one more time. At least Oba's very supportive. Like, they're like, he'll have to go on 4. She's like, no, you got to keep trying.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. You should just convince them like they can do it if they just keep trying.
Yeah. It was one of those like scenes that was kind of a slap style scene in the face where it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, these are like, high school kids that are doing this. And in Hanako's case where it's like she would have already normally graduated the regular school year. She's failed twice. Oh, I'll just keep working part-time at the bookstore to save up to have money to do this class again. And like all of that stuff where it's like, oh, that's like harsh.
Yeah. Art school is from what I heard from my couple buddies that did art school at Iowa State, it's rough. Like I did think when my buddy, it was the week before the exams, didn't see him for a solid week. It's just like, you just got to spend the whole week in the studio getting ready for shit. Yeah. Which is kind of sad, but at the same time, to be fair, the last time that, someone didn't let someone take an art class, we had a World War, just saying.
She ends up breaking down crying, and then we cut over to Yaguchi and Maki. Well,
Yaguchi has a stressful situation real quick because he sees one person with a bag that says TUA on it. So that means one less chance for him to get it. Which is also weird that they're giving out these giant, bright, like, pink bags. I don't know how it works over here.
I would assume it has all of the paperwork, like congratulations and all that stuff.
Which is weird. I guess when I applied for college, I knew in the summer. Like, they told you after your school year. I don't know how it works over there. I guess because they do year-round school, it's different. But, dude, it was so stressful watching them look on the board because I'm sitting here like, did he pass? But right before you find out his results, you find out Maki's results.
Well, so there was a thing. I already knew that he had passed, not because I had guessed, because they showed the board for a split second.
Yeah.
My eye zoomed immediately in on his number. I immediately saw it, and I was like, oh, he passed.
Oh, I didn't know what his number was until you looked on his...
52. So it's like roughly in the middle of all of the numbers, which, by the way, when they reshow it, it's like over on the far left. So they moved the numbers around, which caught me a little off guard where I was like, well, I saw it physically there first.
Well, it must be for different sections, though. So 52 could have been on there twice. Like number 52 for the hair dryer. Of course, I don't fucking know.
But yeah, I saw 52 and was like, oh, he passed. And then like he's looking through. Maki, though, she wasn't on there.
It's very sad because right before she's like, hey, no matter what, I'm going to a concert afterwards. Find out she's not on there. She just stands up. She's like, her eyes are just dead. Okay, I'm going to a concert.
Yeah.
I was so happy when Gucci patched. Now, to be fair, I feel like the show could have gone 50-50. It could have been a thing of like, he didn't make it. He gets back up. You know what? Fuck it. I'm trying again. But it's funny because he passed, but the other two didn't pass.
Haruka had already been accepted into another one. He was just taking the exam anyways.
Yeah, but it's still weird to see, like, the two people he thought were way better didn't get in.
Yeah.
Because you still got to be creative. I mean, they could, I don't know.
And he realizes he passed, goes to fill out his stuff. He even does that, like, pulls out his number and, like, okay, and then runs into Yatsuki, and at one point it was like, oh, he was like, I don't know if he's mad or super excited.
Yeah,
because it was a pretty hard slap on the shoulder. So
yeah, it's like, did you pass too, fill out this form?
Yeah,
I was so happy. Then like a third, like they had 3 people that passed. There was that one random girl from their class as well. Oba must be so happy getting 3 people that passed, because I think she said what last time, like, oh, 1 person or 2 people got it from this course.
And later, though, we do cut to Maki right after the concert with her sister, which was also kind of sad.
Listen, you're crying this, like the last 10 minutes of this episode, just crying. She breaks down, and obviously her sister's like, we'll try again next year. I'll stick with you till then. It's like, even someone that's very, very talented, it's still...
Yeah,
could have cracked
in her
under
case,
pressure.
Like, she's always around someone who has it. Her sister does go there and has made it, and so's
her parents as well.
Yeah, so her biggest problem, it was already kind of acknowledged that she thinks too much about, like,
I wonder if they
her sister, essentially, like being compared to her sister.
I wonder if they do another season while they focus. Like, those probably would be another story that they run at the same time, because Ryuji still wants to do it. Oh, I guess the big thing we did miss is the reason why Ryuji really likes Japanese art or draws it is because her grandmother loves it. His grandmother loves it.
Yeah, and
Ryuji does like girls too. Is confirmed.
Yeah.
I think Grandma's best girl this season, hands down.
I do think Ryuji has more of a resolve to do. She's gonna go fashion, which is cool, and at high school, the teacher is like, or Oba, he stops by Oba's and she's like, oh, congratulations. Also, here's a canvas. Please make a replica so we can hang it here.
It took me forever to do it. We'll pay you, of course. It's like, you don't have to do that.
She's like, bring it back in May. So he gets like 3 months to do it. Yeah. So it was like, well, at least it's not 2 days.
To be fair, if he's going to recreate it like perfectly, I mean.
So, yeah, that was kind of nice.
He did stop by high school, yeah.
Yeah, because he's painting it there in the high school. And finally needs to go get his certificate, called by a teacher. He walks out. Mori walks in.
They missed each other again.
Yeah,
also, fuck that random PE teacher. Like, I knew you could do it. Like, shut the fuck up. You didn't even fucking talk to him. Yeah. That's like the stereotypical thing they're supposed to say. Like, I knew you could do it. It's like, fuck off. You were never there.
Yeah. Man, there's so many like little moments in Blue Period. Before he gets the results, he's in the regular art room, not the actual extra credit like night school one, and they're like, man, Yaguchi seems like super happy, and like, do you think he knows that he's passed? And then the teacher asks him, and he's like, what was it? His exact words were like, there's still more that I can improve, but I'm happy that I did what I did, essentially. Yeah. And it was one of
trying to stay humble. No,
it was kind of like a humbling response that, like, I think threw everyone else in the room like off guard, and then he like explains it further, and it's like, oh, apparently he's just not as confident as we think. So yeah, that was kind of cool too. But we should move on.
We should make Platinum end quick, because I mean we took that.
Deep Insanity. I gotta through it.
Plow through it real quick.
3 episodes. Hey, guess what? This shit's weird. Do you remember last time I talked about it? How there was a like rewinding time thing?
Like it was her.
Yeah, the commander.
Yeah.
So get this shit. The commander. You know what she looks like because you saw a couple episodes.
Yeah.
You know what the little girl looks like, right? Elsie. Yeah. They're the same person apparently, because somehow an older version of her ended up in the previous timeline because she's trying to always kill her younger self because she knows that she has the ability to destroy the fucking world, because that's the thing. And
why not just go back to her being a baby buck?
So the problem is she can't be the one to physically do it, because when she attempts to kill herself, she's creating a paradox that will always fail because she's killing a younger version of herself that would never be able to complete that because she never gets older. So it gets to be a whole thing. Eventually, she passes the power on to our main boy.
Can't kill him, but I can pass on this power. Ooh.
Yeah.
So glad I fucking dropped this show.
And literally there's like 2.5 episodes, or the last 3 episodes are essentially like Haruhi, like repeat level style episodes. You're just reliving the same thing. Yeah. But it's 3 episodes and a shit show. Eventually though, they succeed and they don't actually kill Elsie. They decide to save Elsie, but lock the power away into these like cubes, the one that you see in the opening.
Yeah.
And he basically dies. And there's a whole thing where maybe at the end, because it cuts to like Deep Insanity Asylum, and there's like Daniel Kai instead of like Shigure Daniel Kai. And it looks kind of like a different version of him that eventually comes around. And it's like, I don't remember. I know it's based off of a game. So I don't know if like Deep Insanity Asylum is the game and then they do like the plasterboard for that. Or if they're literally teasing another season. And if they are, that's impressive that they have the resolve to try.
Listen, if your score on my anime list is not above a 5.
It is 5.47.
So if your score is not above 5.48, you should just not make another season.
So yeah, that was something. I still stick with the fact that they have those moments of something good going for it, but it never gets executed very well. Like, yeah, the monsters are pretty shit sheet CGI. The big monster that Elsie turns into, that one was pretty good because, of course, that's where they needed to put all the budget. But, like, and the regular animation was fine, which is why its overall score ends up being just fine for anyone. There's just a bunch of stuff that, like, continuously falls flat, but still makes it to the end.
It reminds me of, what was that one we watched last season? The one with the really shitty CGI? And the terrible story? Fuck, what's it called?
I don't know.
The Darwin's Game, basically a ripoff.
Oh, Battle Game in 5 Seconds.
Yeah, it's like Battle Game in 5 Seconds almost, kind of. Like, it's fine, but
the bad part about it is, I would say that Deep Insanity was, story-wise, was better than Battle Game. Overall. By the way, like, it ends. Which is impressive.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's about it.
So you're glad that it came to an end?
I'm glad that it's over. If there's another season, I probably won't watch it. But you know what? It's
fine.
It's just a good middle of the road anime that I'm indifferent both ways. Yes, it has a lot of shit things. Yes, it does a couple of things right.
Is it just something like you can just sit down and binge, be like, eh?
Yeah, especially if you've got nothing on. But in our case, we're so spoiled with like good anime. Like, it's really hard to be like, oh, I could sit down and watch Deep Insanity: The Lost Child, or I could watch Komi or Blue Period or Sakugan or Takt or like any of these other ones.
I think it's also rough because I feel like last season it was way easier to put out some meh quality stuff and have it stand out more than, listen, you're telling me you're going to compete with Komi. Like, what, next season there's not a lot of stuff because who's going to fucking compete with Attack on Titan?
Yeah, when even 90% of the stuff that is attempting to compete with Attack on Titan are all sequel stuff that are established and fan bases are going to watch anyways.
Yeah, like Demon Slayer is only 11 episodes, which is weird because we're going to start towards the end of this season with Demon Slayer and end in the middle of next season with Demon Slayer. But you're blah, 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 blah. Now, here's a better question. would you rather watch Deep Insanity or Platinum Ends? Speaking of Platinum Ends.
Bad part about it is probably Deep Insanity, because at least
Listen.
it fucking is over.
Platinum Ends is so... Listen, I'm trying to be better about not saying shows are dog shit, because people do put time, people do put effort into this. You know, I don't want to completely hate on them. But Jesus Christ, don't make everything work out. Oh, it worked out extremely conveniently for me. At least make it like an effort. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry to keep comparing it to Death Note, but if you're going to make something Death Note quality and like brag about from the creators of Death Note, add something to it. Like the whole plot point, we're just going to skip around on this because we got to get through them quicker. Mm-hmm. Like the whole plot point of, because all 3 episodes were basically tied together.
Yeah.
Right? Long story short, to catch you back up, our old dude, family gets captured. Unbreakable prison. And they go to stop him, right? At one point, old dude gets trapped in there too because he doesn't fucking think about it. He's just there to save his family. Yeah. First of all,
Mikaido's just wants to save his family.
Yeah. Mikaido wants to save his family. He shoots the guns inside. First of all, ricochets are a thing. Second of all, it'd be loud as fucking shit in there shooting guns.
Yeah.
It is a confined space shooting 2 guns.
Yeah.
Your kid is in there. He's like, whatever.
Also, what material is it made out of? Like, that's supposed to just have been like an attraction, like, one. Why is it so thick?
The whole thing is clear and you can see it and it's like, they never explain it.
Yeah.
That's the part about Platinum Ends that's pissing me off. They don't explain stuff and it works out. I made a trap that can keep them in here. Okay, what's it made out of? How did you get them trapped in there?
Yeah.
All you get is Metro Polyman is like, yo, I made this. It's like, what is it? What does it do?
Yeah, and eventually fucking Mirai, his name?
I don't know.
Yes, Mirai. He goes in to, because it's basically like, whatever. Hajime is there, the ugly pretty boy, the ugly JoJo character.
Yep.
That's the best way to describe him. He's there to look over them.
Because Polyman's waiting for them to get tired, and then he can walk in and kill them.
Yeah.
So, Justice, if you need to... First of all, I don't know how they thought they were going to break out of it. This is another cop-out thing of, I don't have an idea. Let's just fly. And they fly for like 2 days straight.
Yeah. It's like a day and a half.
Yeah. I don't get how their power stuff works.
Yeah,
but
I
feel like
I don't get how they would be exhausted from flying.
Yeah, because the thing is, does it actually draw power? And if it does, that's a long time to do an activity.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so
imagine like
realistically, all of them would be covered in piss and or shit.
Yeah, at some point.
No one talks about the time that they peed themselves while flying.
You're flying that fast, and you're just like in there, it shows them hitting corners. Mm-hmm. Momentum is a thing. Like, it doesn't matter if your wings don't do that.
Well, I think they're just circling.
Holding, yeah, but it's like you're holding someone. You're constantly going in a circle. So I don't know how the whole wing thing works, but
yeah, eventually though,
give more explanations so at least you're not just making up shit as you go.
Yeah, eventually Saki,
yo, this cat girl design's pretty cute.
Well, so she's like, I'm gonna go help. Like, you can't stop me, Revel. Revel like cries.
Oh, you're the first angel to cry
ever.
Like, first of all, that's a fucking lie. Other angels have cried in history. Second of all, that's such a fucking cop-out fucking thing. Like, you haven't learned all that much, but now that you felt emotion, here's your fucking promotion to a first class. It's like,
you know what?
Better.
For me, that's a whatever thing. The real thing with that one, other people would point out, where it's like, if Revel was the first one to cry, like, for a human, not first angel to cry, but specifically to cry for a human, Balta is supposed to be like the angel of lust, and it's like, yo, what'd she do to earn that title? So,
yo, man, go big or go home.
Yeah,
I can take 5 men. You what?
Don't worry about it.
You're the first one to get a fucking train run on you.
Your dad calls me Angel too.
Spread them wings.
God. So
yes, God, exactly.
You know, he Rebel gets promoted.
Point.
Saki gets her wings and immediately goes there to
help. It's such a fucking cop out.
It's whatever. That in those 3 episodes, I am least concerned about that is how Rebel
got his wings.
Yeah.
But the worst part is
I think even within that premise, is it a cop out? Yes, 90% of this stuff is.
Yeah.
And
the best part was
I think it worked.
Hajime sitting on top, being like he was in charge of watching them. Mm-hmm. So it's been about a day and a half, and Polyman's getting kind of pissed that like he keeps calling. He's like, "Stop fucking calling me. I'm going to bed."
Goes to bed naked.
Yeah, dude goes
unnecessarily.
Like, full. I wrote that. I'm like, what is with this week and fucking naked people? Yeah. So he goes to fucking bed, and Saki's like, "Red arrow, boop." But that was an interesting thing they did. That was actually really well thought of. Of his love for Polyman was heavily influenced, you know, he was so in love with Polyman that the red arrow was affecting him, which should be a thing. You know, like you just can't lose your love for something.
Yeah.
And he fell in love with Saki. And then obviously, those cat ears, that cat tail. It's like, okay, I guess the suit worked out. This was actually decently thought out of.
No, that was pretty cheesy.
It was
kind
cheesy,
of hilarious.
But it was definitely.
She's over there like, and then they like increase the budget, and it's like, oh, we're supple lips, and it's like, you motherfuckers spent like an extra 20 minutes making those lips look good for this one scene. Fuck you.
That was something that was kind of thought out, like because they did point out the thing of like, she shoots a red heart, she is cute. Boom, it worked in the situation. That was actually a good thought out thing. Yeah. But then you get the point of like, what's going on? I have to poop. Yeah. That's why you woke me up. I gotta poop.
Yeah. I've been here for like a day and a half.
Which makes sense. It's another well thought out thing.
Yeah.
But the not thought out thing was, yo, how do I break him out of this unbreakable case? Just open the fucking door that he walked in.
Yeah, that was a weird like.
Now, if they would have explained only Polyman can open the door, that would be different. But they didn't. Mm-hmm. That one key aspect you could have said would have made a world of difference.
Yeah, and then eventually Hajime is just whacking away with a sword, which if bullets didn't help, I don't get the
magic.
Chris Angel, mind freak. Fucking yeah, it was kind of weird, and of course, like Kanade is just yelling at him like, "What are you doing? I love her." It's like, you're worthless. And it's like, well, yes, he's always been worthless. That's why you're using him as a pawn.
Yeah. Then the fucking Teen Titans show up, basically.
Yeah, because he's fucking going there. And then we get 3 random other angel candidates where it's like, where did they come from?
I don't think they were angel candidates because he already shot them with a red arrow. They were just random people.
Were they?
Yeah. So I was trying to figure that out. I was like, are these angel candidates? They weren't. They were just people he shot because you can give arrows and wings. I didn't realize that until after.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, what the fuck? Like, I thought they were specifically like God candidates.
I don't think they were God candidates.
Also, at some point, because he makes a point to refer to all of them as useless, because you get a literally gunhead like muscle dude.
You get a special force. He was special forces gun dude. Which, if he's special forces, you should have known a 50 cal was not the option for that.
And then you get one chick who's like unnecessarily hot, wearing skimpy stuff, who is batshit crazy.
Yeah,
she's like she literally has.
She's like Doctor from Akudama Drive.
Yes, with an eye patch.
So happy I remembered that shit.
And like unnecessarily looks like that.
Yeah,
but loves to make bioweapons because she's like is a biologist and like, you know,
I want to see if people will melt
and stuff.
Maybe they are God candidate. I don't know.
Yeah, look, it was weird and one of those scenarios where it's like,
I don't think they are because their angels aren't with him. I think they're just random people that he shot.
The biggest thing for me, because the kid is weird. The kid was a weird decision. It's just a random
kid with a big like fucking head on. It's like,
and then they just the decision of like at the very end where he's literally calling them useless and basically pawns and stuff anyways, which shocker, the one kid that hasn't battled yet was like, well, fuck you, I'm leaving, and then dips out. It's like, you picked them. So you're admitting that you've made poor decisions. You picked the wrong people. Oh, these guys are worthless. It's like, yeah, you picked them. This is you.
This is where the cop-outs get real pissy with me. First of all, the fighting, the special forces dude, he has 250 cal strapped to his leg. He's got a Type 89, which is a 5.56 rifle with like a standard magazine. And he's got a fucking schma rocket launcher. I know my guns. And I'm like, okay, so he picked 3 of the slowest moving, like slowest velocity guns he could pick against God candidates that can move faster than a bullet.
Yeah.
So he's shooting 50 cal, 50 cal, and then gets fucking wrecked. Then at one point he like goes like, oh, I'm going to shoot my rocket launcher. It's like, okay, cool. You shot like the slowest moving thing still. But what's even funnier is they do point out like the wings they did specify earlier can only lift.
That was the cool thing. That was the only thing where it was like,
this is the thing. They can write some good shit, but they like, it seems like they skip. So I don't know if it's a director choice or a writer choice.
No, this is totally got to be like manga stuff. Because I haven't heard anyone say, oh, it's better in the manga.
Yeah. So they both latch their wings on to him and they let themselves go at the ground. Like they don't support themselves because the wings can't hold him. So he falls basically straight to the ground, lands, and then he basically gets killed. Right? I don't remember how he died. I just remember he died.
They like cut off one of his arms.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And he's like basically bleeding to death.
Hajime cuts off his arm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they fight, the biggest thing is we'll skip through it because it's going long. When they're fighting Virus Girl. So he gets defeated. And to be fair, Polyman said, you can fight us all. And when you beat all them, you can fight me. And they definitely called him out. It's like, you're a fucking pussy. Fight me, you bitch. And he's like, nah, I only win when I have the advantage. It's like, we all fight you, you know. You'll have an advantage. What's up with this? So then they go to fight Virus Girl, which is a good thing of like why they're fighting one-on-one. They're fighting one-on-one because Virus Girl, you know, she pulls out this fucking, I wrote coronavirus. A lot of the comments like, yo, Rona? Yeah. It's like, yeah, this will kill millions of people. And I'm like, oh, you think it's only going to kill millions of people? Like, Miri, whatever his name is? Mirai is like, oh, that'll kill tens of thousands. I'm like, no, that thing would kill millions of people. She's like, it's an airborne virus in this little spear thing. The cool thing about that, though, is depending who you ask, she did say it's engineered from humans. And, you know, I have a trigger here, but if you kill me, I have a dead man trigger that'll also set it off.
I hate that trope, by the way. The dead man trigger. It's not a thing. It's never a thing. Like, fuck off.
I mean, you can, like, press a button if you let go. Then
well, there's that.
Yeah, but the heart one is dumb.
The heart thing is dumb. That's why it's, like, basically the dead man trigger, because if you get killed, then it triggers an heart.
Yeah.
That whole thing is always stupid to me.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
I wasn't. If she can genetically modify a
always
virus.
Just do the easy thing. Be like, I have this one here, and I got a dude across the state watching a fucking Skype call. The moment I get shot, he's going to hit the button. That makes way more sense.
But then Death Note would just be like, yo, so we have a second monitor playing this monitor, making you think it's a thing, and then...
No, shut up.
But Death Note would write it good. The thing is, I was trying to figure out, how are they going to beat this girl? I don't know how they're going to beat this girl. And they do the thing of where he has a white arrow, and they're like, yeah, he's not a pussy, he's going to shoot her. And then he stabs the virus and kills it. I'm like, I mean, the way they worded it, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, that just seemed kind of cheap.
Yeah.
But it did make me think. I didn't see it coming. It did make me think. So it's like on that line of like, kind of a cop-out, kind of not a cop-out.
Yeah, Hajime gets fucking stabbed because Saki gets in the way.
So the thing is...
a white arrow, and then Hajime gets in the way.
One thing we should explain. So, batshit crazy pharmacy girl said, I won't release this virus if you let me test this new thing on you. It melts you. And I'm like, melts him, whatever. So she's about to stab him. He stabs the virus. She gets scared. She releases all of her small injectors. She's like Toga from My Hero, basically. An adult version of Toga. Then Saki goes to protect him from a white arrow. But at the same time, the needles are coming. you find out if you shoot a white arrow or a red arrow at someone you don't intend to hit, it just won't hit him. It'll stop and then go back, which was a cool thing because that'll probably come in later. And then the needles are about to stab Saki. So Hajime is like, oh, well, I can cut all these. Cuts all of them, misses one, which is bullshit. You can move faster than a speeding bullet. These little remote control things are not going to move faster than a speeding bullet.
I'm assuming he was trying to cut it because you do also get the realization slightly after what his other intention was. So it could have been the thing where he meant to like try to slice it in the side of it and get it to sever.
Yeah.
But
he missed. So what does he do? No, I'm not going to grab it. I'm going to throw my arm in front of it and then get stabbed. He literally fucking melts.
Yeah.
It was promised.
Yes. And she's so excited. She doesn't realize she got a sword sticking out of her.
Hajime's sword in her.
Yeah. She dies. Like, how do you miss the fact that you've gotten stabbed in the chest? It's all the way through.
Yeah.
You couldn't move your legs anymore. It's through the spine.
Yeah. So
she fucking dies.
She dies. You watch Hajime melt in front of him. Saki's a little sad, but at the same time, he's like, oh, I love you. I'm glad I was born. And it was like, it's kind of sad, but ugh.
Saki also gets a second set of arrows and wings.
Yeah, because he dies.
Which almost makes it seem like maybe she could have just snuck up, hit him with a fucking arrow, and then like still had the convoluted thing, just not on top of the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
And then she could have gotten wings that way too, instead of Revel's thing. But that's besides the point.
Yeah. Well, last point we'll make about it, because we're way over, is the little like boy thing out of nowhere is like, I don't want to die. Fuck this shit, and then leaves. Yeah.
Like uses the mask as a way. Yeah. Like,
and now it's a face off of Polyman versus them.
Yeah. And Mikado, his family was put away safe at the church that they fucking bought, because that's still normal apparently at this point. And he like collapsed because his cancer is getting the better of him.
Yeah.
Top comments are like, man, fucking Mikaido's gonna die of cancer before this fuck kills anyone.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's like, so is he gonna die before Mirai actually decides to kill people? I think it's like one of the top crunchy comments on there.
Mm-hmm. Sakugan.
Well, no, I was gonna say, speaking of Crunchyroll, Sakugan is on Crunchyroll as well. Hey, we're watching Listen, you've caught me off guard. I think we're gonna keep going.
We're trying to get through this quickly. We're running out of time.
Sakugan, they get attacked on a fucking... Listen, they finally get saved on the boat. They're on the boat. The terrorists attack the boat. Mm-hmm. But the important thing about this boat is it's like a Noah's Ark type deal where they're trying to bring back all the animals and stuff, which is actually a cool idea.
Yeah,
because they're
cool.
They're readjusting.
Why didn't they dive earlier?
What?
Why didn't they dive earlier?
Because they were just talking. They were sailing up top.
Yeah, I feel like they could have. Oh, they dived only after like they were dipping.
Well, there's like I don't know, like some submarines, you got to come up for oxygen. Maybe that was a whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it felt weird. Yeah. After the fact, where it's like, oh, just go dive now. It's like,
yeah. Well, they were in the middle of attack. People were probably still up on deck, so they didn't want to like
casualties, my guy.
Yeah, the terrorist attack. They almost destroy the boat, but then you find out something important, that Memempu is a rainbow child.
Yeah, they keep calling her a rainbow child.
Yeah,
it's the next episode that or the next two episodes that they reveal other stuff.
Yeah, they keep calling her a rainbow child. Mm-hmm. And then luckily,
blonde-haired chick in the coat really wants to kill her.
Yeah, she wants her fucking dead, which you don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
The cool thing is you say, so listen, finally figured it out. Half the cast calls him Gagumpu, and half the cast calls him Gagumber.
Yeah, but his real name is Gagumber.
People that know him call him Gagumpu, and that's what I'm going to call him.
Well, you don't know him. He's a fictional character.
Listen, we play poker. We go to the strip club. We got similar taste in women. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, hit me up.
Yeah. What? You do have like a little bit of a hint about something, because what is it? Moro is how you spell his name? Yeah, Miro. He's talking about like being a dad, and kind of like gives Gagumber a little like stick in the side of like, oh, if only I ever had like a kid like Memempu, I'd be overjoyed.
He calls him stupid because like, go to her. Like, there's the point where you're still getting that father-daughter conflict of, why do you carry around Tony?
Mm-hmm.
You just what, blah, blah, blah. And then later you find out like, oh, well, he bought it for me, so that's why I always carry it around. It's like, oh, that's fucking adorable. She still loves him.
Yeah. The next episode, though, because that's really all that happens with that one. To
be fair, we did see a kookaburra.
Capybara? Yeah.
Dude, it's adorable.
Yeah.
Monkeys
or
are a thing.
capybara.
I know, it's the really chill thing that no animal attacks, basically. No, but the next 2 episodes we'll just group them together because it's like one whole kinda thing. They end up arriving in, what's it called?
Dream City.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to see a concert.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out there's this, it's really weird because she just comes out of nowhere and she holds nothing to the plot. They basically have this kind of thing where it's this really popular girl singer, the hope of the whole city, drops down onto him, has a whole bunch of drawings she made. And then she's like, okay, quick, let's run. They're immediately branded as criminals for kidnapping her.
Yeah.
So they're on the run this whole time. And they're like, well, why are you escaping? Well, I want to do all these things because I could never do them before. And of course, Memempu's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go have fun.
Isn't her name like She?
Yeah, something? It's like Shy.
Like S-H-I?
Yeah, it's like Shy or She. Or
She.
Yeah. They do all these things, anywhere from like going to get hot dogs to riding on a train to playing in a park, because she's lived such a sheltered life of you have to be a singer, you have to do this, which makes you think like in Dream City, when you're born into that family, are you just supposed to do that job? Is what it kind of feels like, you know what I mean? Because the kid, his dad's a welder, he's like, I'm going to be a welder. And then the girl's like, my mom's a, I don't know, elevator operator. I don't remember what they were.
One of them was like an excavator.
That's a girl. The girl's, her mom was an excavator, and the other boy was my dad's an elevator operator. So I'm being an elevator operator. And then Memempu comes to the realization of like, yo, you have dreams. You need to follow the dreams. And then she goes on about like, you can't always follow your dreams. Like dreams are sometimes meant to be dreams, which ties in later where Memempu's talking about how she wants to go to that one place she sees in her dreams. And sometimes dreams are just meant to be dreams. You have that emotional breakdown.
Yeah, and eventually they get caught. Which, by the way, that chick at any point could have been like, they're not kidnapping me, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. She gets saved.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're given there's an attack at the end of her performance.
Yeah.
Which was beautifully sung. I don't remember. I forgot to look it up. I don't know if it's the same performing artist as who does the ending theme.
I'm not sure.
Because I imagine it's probably something like that. They have a contract or
probably
some whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the performance, terrorist attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, she's getting attacked and Memempu goes to save her. And, of course, yellow-haired chick comes out of nowhere like, the rainbow child is back. Listen, if you're going to hate on someone for being gay, you can just say, you don't got to go after him.
Yeah, Memempu gets taken, and then we're on to the final episode.
Yeah. Gagumber fucking pissed. He's like, give me your fucking bike. Let's go now. And then, obviously, Zach's like, boom. Fucking Falcon punch to the face. Like, listen, if you die, how would that make her feel?
Mm-hmm. We're all going. Like, it's Team Memempu.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right.
Yeah, Team Memempu, let's go save her. And you get that whole kind of wholesome thing. They're driving Zach's vehicle, and they tell, what's his name, red hair guy? Yuri is like, yo, you hold up your end. I didn't bring my fucking computer. So it goes in the fucking computer repair shop. It's like, you almost done over there? Like, okay, guys, go left. Oh, no, still looking. No, but they have that
I'll be sure to buy lots of things.
Yeah. And they have this, huge fight where, the city defenses are having trouble fighting off the terrorists because the terrorists are so much well-trained. And you find out all the terrorists are just fucking suicidal.
Yeah.
Like, literally at one point, they're like, come out of the vehicle. He's like, you won't take me alive. Detonates, blows up. To where Gagumber gets in one of the suits. The guy's about to blow himself up. Listen, despite him being a shitty person, he's a really good shot with that fucking pistol. Because he shoots that fucking detonator right out of that guy's hand.
Yeah.
If he had a dead man switch.
The terrorist group is called Shibito, by the way.
Yeah.
Just because we've only been saying, terrorist group.
Yeah.
So
terrorists don't deserve names.
Yeah. We do cut over to Memempu and the blonde-haired girl. apparently her name is Miro. She's like, Cucumber's not your dad.
Yeah, she straight up's like, not your real dad. What do you mean? And then that other dude shows up later, and he's like, he's not your real dad. Rainbow children were created in this world. It's like, was Memempu created? But they do point out that she has a scar on the side of her head. But Cucumber has the same scar on the side of his head.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if that's just an animation saving thing or if that's supposed to mean something. Because then Cucumber finally shows up after defeating literally everyone to save his daughter. And gets in the fight with the dude, this like bald leader dude, gets his ass kicked. But as he's fighting like some, I don't know how to describe it.
It's like radioactive waste.
Yeah, it's like electric radioactive waste. Breaks the glass she's in. He's like, she'll be fine. She's a rainbow child. And you do find out like she catches that in her hand and it's like, oh, I lived. Which is probably why she lived initially when that first reactor broke.
Yeah.
So my theory is those kids were made and those people were made to work on those reactors.
Probably.
Because it's safe for them, but not safe for everyone else. Because you saw how big it is. Like someone could get trapped in there for a while and survive like them.
Yeah.
And then Cucumber gets his ass kicked. Memempu says, don't kill him if you take me. And she's crying up a storm. And then Cucumber is like, no, that's my daughter. You're not taking her. And you have this real emotional thing.
Yeah.
And then the bad guy's just like, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a pretty big, like, you know, even if like we're not blood or like physically family, like you're always your, you know, the daughter to me. And I'm assuming in the case because the guy, though, like he wants to kill rainbow children and that's what their goal is, as the leader is actively recognizing that Memempu is different because of the scar, of the like family treated aspect compared to
maybe other rainbow children.
Any other rainbow children that they've ever came across.
I wonder if all the terrorists are maybe rainbow children as well. Maybe that's why they're just offing themselves. They're all very unique and like highly skilled and do things. Yeah. Because they talk about how rainbow children, like some of them are very intelligent, which is why Memempu's so smart. But they do point out one other thing. Cucumber hops out of his vehicle. There's a whole bunch of that like waste on the ground. His shoes dissolve. His feet kind of burn a little. But the thing is, the shoes dissolve immediately. He just gets hurt by it, and it's not everlasting. So that's why I think maybe he's an older rainbow child, like he used to be, and it's worn off by now. Or
maybe. I would say no, because he didn't stay in it for very long. And in Memempu's case, she didn't get hurt at all, and he did.
So but if he's older and maybe the effects way out.
Chip thing in him.
That's like an overdrive thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to wait because they're like...
It just seems more of like a badass.
Yeah. It was a very emotional thing. I'm on the couch crying. Calvin's like, what are you watching? I'm like, Sakugan. Yeah. And then obviously at the end of the episode, bad guy runs away. They're greeted by the city like, hey, Memempu, here's like a merit of like good deeds. And then the rest of you, we got you something too. Money, achievement, status? No, a warrant.
Well, so the thing that we're missing is they eventually get back into Big Tony, and Miro, one of the Shibuto, they're going to try to attack and kill the princess. They stop them from like being able to kill the princess. She makes it into the shelter, and then later where they're like, "Congratulations on all your good deeds. Also, here's a warrant for your arrest." And it's like, bitch, they saved the princess.
One thing we forgot before that too was there was one point where there's this random white-haired girl in a wheelchair being taken to a vault.
Yeah, that's the princess.
Oh, that's a princess?
Yeah.
Oh, she has white hair now, which is what's throwing me off.
It was like silver bluish.
Yeah, but she had like hair before. The terrorists are trying to attack her in the allegays. Yeah. They save her.
But it's one of those where it's like, they saved the most important person in your entire life.
Listen, they do point out with all the public damage to the police because they were criminals still at the time. They damaged both sides.
Yeah. Well, I counter with Miro clearly has the ability to hit a fucking button and wipe records.
On a tablet. And he's like, yeah. I wonder if they have to be out of the city first.
I don't know. It was dumb.
The best part was they're in the ceremony and like, your warrant, what? And they're just surrounded by everyone in a robot. Luckily, Memempu, being smart, is
even the city is cheering them on as they're fleeing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, is it worth it at that point to pursue? Like, fuck you guys, you're just being an asshole.
Well, they do end the season. Remember gets him out of there with that smoke bomb thing.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is it'll be one more season. That'll be it. I think 2 seasons.
Yeah, because it's like, instead of the end card, it says not the end.
Yeah.
So like there'll be another season, and this one's an original, I believe.
I think you're right. It is.
Or source novel.
Oh. Dude, the opening,
the
Sakugan opening, one of the best openings. Gets you fucking hyped for the show.
Mm-hmm.
I like the character designs. I'm excited for this to have another season.
I was slightly let down with the end. It was at one point it got a little like, well, here's a lot real quick and just accept it how it is, and then this is going to be the situation for this moment. It felt kind of weird.
I think you might feel weird because you want like that closure now, but it's making you want it. Because you want to find out what happens, and it's just kind of like,
yeah, I don't know. It just like every so often, because even the episode before, it was cool that they got to hang out with the singer and like the message and stuff that was happening. But also there was just a little bit of that moment where it was like, yo, that she was overly contrived. She literally fell on Gagumber. And it's like, ta-da, here's this episode. Also, Mero, Zach, and Yuri were gone for hours. And at one point they cut over and it's like, oh, he must have been a number 2. It's like, you are the head of this government thing. You should know immediately what's going on.
Yeah.
And why are you two worried? Because they've been gone for 7 hours.
I wonder if...
so, it's weird.
I wonder if he hasn't said anything because he knows, but he doesn't know if they know. But now that they know, will be a whole...
I don't know. There's just a couple of those moments where it's like...
Because they point out that he sees that they're going into that like vault thing, and I don't...
Yeah.
My guess is she's also a like child, rainbow child. Yeah, it's cool. Maybe. I can't wait. Did you order the kit, didn't you?
Yeah, I got the Big Tony kit.
I need to
order. It's already arrived.
I need to order. Get it from Amazon?
No.
You have to order it from Bandai USA?
No, I got it from a different place.
Big Bad Toy Store?
No. It's New Geek.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. But that's what we got. Wow, that was real got. That's all we got from this. Next week we'll be finishing up the shows, talking about what we're gonna watch. Probably be voting soon on shows of the year. I know President of Anime Memes is having their voting for Best Girl. I can't remember. Anime News Network, I think, already had their top boys and girls of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably do something like that too.
Correction. I got it from New Type. Newtype.us.
Oh, I need to order. How much? It's like $40 ain't it?
63.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
I might see if I can order it from the local hobby shop.
Try. They might just order it from them. I didn't see them. Like, there's a couple other places, but it's all about the same price.
Yeah, I want to support my hobby shops. But have fun. Stay safe.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.